is here in Kansas City. This game a sellout for several weeks, featuring the top two teams in the AFC West. A rare NFL matchup of two winners here in 1990.
The Raiders won the toss, and here come the Chiefs in the field. There's Bo Jackson. He'll not start. Marcus Allen will start for the Raiders, and there is the all-time rusher in Raider history. And Deron Cherry, many times an all-pro safety, injured late last season, recovering from reconstructive knee surgery, will play for the first time today. Marty said he expects to use him in the second quarter. Art Shell, he's brought back the tradition of the Los Angeles Raiders, the Oakland Raiders of yesteryear, and played in those great games as the 60s and 70s. And Marty Schottenheimer in his second year since leaving Cleveland, and he has brought his winning habits to Kansas City. And here come the Kansas City Chiefs and Steve DeBerg. Took that Jay Schrader, Bruce Wilkerson, who will play at left tackle, Steve Wisniewski and Don Mospar, Max Montoya, the former Bengal, and Steve Wright, the offensive line. Schrader has Allen, a good blocker, and Steve Smith, speed and Galt, Mervin Fernandez, big and strong, Ethan Horton, the tight end. When they go to the three wide, the fullback goes out, and former Heisman winner Tim Brown comes in. And it's the fullback Smith across the 20. Bill Moss leading the defensive charge last year, leads the Chiefs with 7 this year. 2nd and 7. Marcus Allen. He gets out 3.
May have been a fumble, Dick.
Chiefs are saying they have it. No signal yet, except the official says no, the ball had been whistled dead. Jim Tunney, the referee. To ground the ball, and here comes the 4 wide. Those men leave. Todd McNair, a good man out of the backfield. Emil Harry and J.J. Burton, the scoot man. Good field position across the Kansas City 40. And DeBerg comes out throwing. Dumps it to Okoye. That makes news. A 4-yard gain. Only the 3rd pass that Okoye has caught all season. Silver and black defense. Howie Long, Bob Golick, Scott Davis, Greg Townsend leads in sacks with 6. Robinson, Ricky Ellison, the former 49er, and Tom Benson, the backers. McDaniel and Washington at the corner. Harden and Anderson at safety.
These are the two people critical at this point on the field.
DeBerg, down he goes. Howie Long. His 3rd sack of the year with Greg Townsend in support.
That wasn't even close, Dick. Howie Long just came straight up the field, pushed his blocker right back to DeBerg. DeBerg might have had up to 2 seconds to make a difference. But you see Howie Long come straight up the field, no chance. And underneath that pile, you'd see naturally Townsend come as hysterical the way teams play, and you sooner or later have to settle down. And he thinks after 5 minutes the true character will show up.
Steve Smith juggling the handoff, but hangs up. Smith again. So they figure that the Chiefs defense will be keying on Marcus Allen. They give to Smith. And there's our first little push and shove of the afternoon. And the tradition continues. And Ethan Horton, number 88, was a #1 pick of Kansas City as a running back out of North Carolina. Didn't make it here. And the Raiders took him on as an experiment, converted him to tight end, and they like his side, who really is going to win this game. First down of the game, and now a penalty on the snap. Movement before the snap, but let's see against whom. There's big Bill Moss, moved outside.
5 yards.
Delay of game.
Behind the flow of the play.
There's Montoya, the Southern California Plan B signee. Schrader looks deep, throws to Galt, 50-yard line, 1st down.
That was a beautiful shot. First place, Schrader got back before even for the Raiders a year ago.
1st down from the 50. Marcus Allen into Kansas City territory. Looked as if he might be stopped at the line of scrimmage, leaning and stumbling forward. Marcus gains almost 5 before Smith and Saliamua can make the stop. Rory Graves, injured list, expected to return next week as Schrader going deep. And it's caught out of bounds by Willie Galt. catch, but out of bounds.
Dick, these guys believe in Schrader now.
Jay Schrader, and he has given a lot of credit to his new quarterback coach, Mike White. There's White up in the press box, and White, much like your system, Bill Walsh, working on Schrader's footwork to get in position to throw.
Well, establishing that.
DeBerg and the Chiefs start from the 20. Off play action, the throw incomplete. Ball dying, and Rob Thomas was open in front of Lionel Washington. And the Raiders, not necessarily homegrown. The starters, 7 of the 11, have been acquired from other teams. Golick, Robinson, Ellison, the latest from the 49ers, Benson, Washington, Harden, and Anderson. McCoy.
That's trouble.
Caught in the backfield by Scott Davis, the 280-pound end from Illinois.
Scott came from way outside and took just the perfect angle in just a matter of a couple of years.
Third down 15. Shotgun, DeBerg. Screen, McNair. And he gets it to the 20. Fumbles the ball, and let's see the call. They may have been ruled that he was down at the 24, short of the first down. Eddie Anderson made the hit, and Anderson told us there is Vincent Edward Bo Jackson. The mother named him after her favorite TV star of Ben Casey, Vince Edwards.
You know, Dick, switching these guys back and forth isn't the best thing in this kind of weather, because you do get warm to play the game. Your hands do get warm. You're used to handling it. It's almost like starting the game over now with Bo in there and Marcus out. Marcus just getting a feel for it, and he's out of the game. So under normal circumstances, good idea. Right now, Bo's going to have to really think about holding on to that ball.
Fake to Smith. Up for grabs. And incomplete, and Jackson almost stole it from 3 Chiefs.
Well, that time Steve Wright, the right tackle for the Raiders, was in a 2-point stance showing pass protection all the way. So the Chiefs safeties can see that coming all the way. And he'd stepped out. He'd stepped out of bounds.
He was out of bounds, came in, but he was out of bounds anyway, so he was...
he was out of the play from that point on. Steve Wright, right in the middle of the screen in that 2-point stance I was discussing.
Schrader hit as he delivers, incomplete to Willie Gault. Neil Smith putting on the heat.
People just have to keep their poise in a game like this.
Quarter, neither team able to generate much of an offense. That's what the Chiefs do best. Kevin Porter, 27, blocked it for the Chiefs. Their 5th this year.
Kevin Porter was not touched. It's hard to believe because he didn't fool anybody by where he lined up. You can see him come right through like this, and the block go down to this side of the field. So Kevin Porter, untouched, comes right down the middle of the punter. There isn't anywhere to go. If that punter is pushed from the outside, he can move. But coming underneath Schottenheimer, Kurt Schottenheimer, special teams coach, of course, brother of Marty Schottenheimer, is, of course, ecstatic.
And Kansas City takes the lead. Ron Cherry, boy, what a moment for him. He's watched this entire season, rehabilitated a severe knee injury, reconstructive surgery. Here's a leader of this team, 31-year-old Cherry, many times All-Pro. And there goes Bo, and a fumble recovered by Kansas City. Albert Lewis had it pop right into his arms.
Well, Bo comes right up the middle, full bore. Cherry doesn't hesitate a bit. Look at that tackle, right into the ball, right into the ball. And Dick, what we talked about before, Bo Jackson fumbling, and there it was. This is only his 2nd week of football, and he's playing on this hard surface. and he's playing against a team that is inspired.
On the very first play, he forces a turnover, and now DeBerg leading 3-0. Down he goes, and the pressure comes from Scott Davis and Bob Golick. Golick just pushing his man back, and Davis. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Okoye fumbles the ball, and I believe the Raiders have it. It looked like Howie Long was right down at the bottom of the pile and may have squirted away, and the Chiefs falling out of it. Yep, the Chiefs did get it. Third down. Nope. Underneath, flags go down. Pickup of about 8 and 2 flags. One where you would suspect offensive holding, and another where you would expect something against the defense. Jim Tunney will sort it out.
Well, Art Shell said 5 minutes, Dick. It's been more than 5, and neither team has settled down. We've almost had a full quarter of football. Offsetting
fouls, holding, 72 offense, illegal use of the hands, defense, hand to the face, penalties off. It'll still be third down.
He's hitting 50 yards, just one right after another.
Good snap, and he really hit it hard. He's got it. Lowry 6, the Raiders nothing.
Big special teams play, the fumble. You can't do anything with it, but they do get 6 points.
Block punt leading to the first Lowry field goal of 36 yards, and then the 48-yarder after Bo Jackson's fumble. As Raiders president and that awkward title of the general partner, he's just the boss. They ought to just put the boss. Need to be made. Bo Jackson up the middle for short yardage, and Dan Saliamua, the concrete man from Phoenix, Arizona, one of the tacklers for the Raiders. Of his own, feeling so responsible to give them that. Here comes Bo, and he's at the first down sticks and across a short 7. And it's the same play. Jackson in motion, taking the pitch, and no gain. Read well by Neil Smith, held his ground. Receivers, and Marcus Allen. Allen up the middle, big hole. But he can't get the first down as they gang tackle Allen. No fumble. Chris Martin finishing the job. Been on the play as well was J.C. Pearson. So the Raiders have to punt. Okoye. This is a big gain for them. All the way to the 42. About an 8-yard play. Mike Harden made the tackle. Second and short. Okoye again. Boy, he moves the pile there, and it's the first Chief first down. Let's go to Okoye running tenderly and tentatively to the 49-yard line.
And the ball may not, well, that was quick, but he gets penetration, but he still can't get Okoye. He still can't do much about it. But the Raiders are going to be coming after people, trying to split the gaps, trying to get there before Okoye can get any momentum, though.
And it's Word off tackle, first down as he gets inside the 45.
Boy, those are tough yards.
Word stays in and gets nowhere. Greg Townsend into the backfield, number 93, to make the stop. Nope, Okoye keeps it, and he's to the 41-yard line. This time to the tight end Horton, wrapped up and pushed out of bounds. Porter at the injury on the play, and appears to be one of the Raiders. Don Mostbar gets up slowly. Nope, not Mostbar. He's all right. He's up. One of the interior linemen, Steve Wisniewski.
Oh boy.
Big Art Shell coach, not so big now, under 300 pounds. He lost 45 pounds. There's Wisniewski, who went to Penn State and recruited the starting guard rookie Dave Zott. So a block punt for one, field goal, a Jackson fumble for another. 6-0 Kansas City. The Raiders first possession, second half, trailing 6-0, and it's Bo Jackson turning the corner and dropped at the 40-yard line by Kevin Porter.
That's pretty good by Bo. The one thing that Kansas City didn't want is him bouncing outside.
Here comes the Royal Raider again for a yard at the 41.
Oh, that's a tough play to run.
On 44. Underneath to the tight end Horton. Oh, missed tackle by 57 Martin. Schrader on 2nd and 3. Play action. And he's going deep to the speedster. Gold. Intercepted. And he can return it. Albert Lewis. Out of bounds at the 20. And you saw the clip. No question about that.
I thought there was pass interference down the field, Dick. Pursuit.
2nd and 10. The quickie is complete to Page. The first catch of the day, and it'll be a first down. 11 yards. Down at the 21. Ward. Outside, and that's something that Okoye, as you pointed out, can't do quite so well. 5-pounder, Ward. He gets it again. Get some big yardage. That's the biggest play of the day for Kansas City. 6 minutes left, third quarter.
There's the play pass.
There's the naked boot by DeBerg, and he dumps it off to the tight end who loses the ball. Jonathan Hayes out in the clear at a first down in Raider territory. Smith, the fullback. I don't know. He skidded forward. They're going to give a good spot here, but barely made the first down. Underneath the other way to Fernandez, and a first down across the 30.
Well, they loaded up everything on the far side of the field and left Fernandez all by himself.
They're down 6 and Fernandez in motion. Schrader. Watch out, and Derek Thomas finally gets him out of bounds at the 33-yard line. 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Oh, Albert Lewis again very close. A good kick by Gossett. And there's the break for the Raiders at the 25-yard line. Recovered Elvis Patterson.
Well, this kind of game, the breaks are the difference. And it comes at the strangest time, because the Raiders, having problem with their punt, now get possession of the ball.
Boy, you talk about field position. Their drive started at the 5. They move it up into the 40, and then they get the muff punt by Worthen right through the wickets, and Patterson at the 25. Now, the Chiefs...
It had to come right to Patterson. It just bounced right into his lap.
Now, the Chiefs had 2 breaks. Tight end Horton.
Safety blitz.
And open is Galt. First down and more. Bounds at the 8-yard line. 18 yards. Schrader to Galt on 3rd and 10. Allen in the backfield behind Schrader. Smith to the 4, almost the 3-yard line. Doesn't bother Gold, who wants to be an Olympic bobsledder. To the left, 2nd and goal, Marcus Allen slashing off tackle inside the 2.
Marcus Allen on the carry.
Hackett down the bottom of the pile. Bill Moss got a piece of him.
3rd and goal.
I don't think there's anybody better other than maybe Roger Craig of the 49ers at going up over the top. Great leaping ability and timing.
They take out the 2 wide receivers, Galt and Fernandez. James Fitzpatrick, 335 pounds, will play a tight end. Steve Wright will play a tight end as we come down the final seconds of, and now the end of the 3rd period. We'll be back after these. Smith, touchdown.
That was a call. And they run it right in. Look at this, right inside the tight end position. And Marcus Allen right there to make a block.
Well, that's a good point, Bill Walsh, that Marcus Allen, you talk to that cat, the coach's eye is caught by the fact he does everything, not afraid, and he's not a big guy, lanky, 205 pounds, but he really throws his body around. It's tied at 6 as Jeff Jager tries the point after. And the Raiders lead for the first time. 2 seconds into the 4th period, 7-6 Los Angeles. Perry Ward is the fullback, now to Koye. DeBerg It's Alfredo Roberts, the 46-yard line. He didn't get many chances. That's his 8th catch of the season. 20 yards. That 20-yard game gets him near 100 yards. That's the longest play of the day. And here comes Word galloping into the open. The 31-yard line. Oh, my.
Word is so effective once he gets into space because he's strong. He can break tackles. And that time he stretched the defense.
In the game. 13:30 to go, fourth quarter. 7-6 Raiders. There's the naked boot and the throw to Roberts. Cut down at the 25 by Tom Benson, and DeBerg really took a shot. McCoy comes in, interestingly, on 3rd and short. Play action fake. DeBerg, and it's knocked down by Dan Land. Land, an extra defensive back, coming in with Benson. We're trying to go to the tight end Hayes in the right side. And on 4th and a long one, Lowry will try his 3rd field goal. And he does. So now the pressure to Jay Schrader and the Raiders. Bo Jackson draws the crowd after a gain of 1. Dan Saliamua was there first.
They have to pick their spots with Jackson and what he can run, what he can't run. Where Marcus Allen, of course, I keep saying of course, but Marcus Allen will assume has full command of what they do. So Bo is very limited in these situations.
The secondary for the Chiefs. That's Cherry his way up on the blitz. The pass caught by Horton. What a throw. Fumbles the ball. And J.C. Pearson can't cover it. And finally the Chiefs do at the 31-yard line. It's Pearson.
Beautiful throw. Couldn't ask for more from Jay Schrader. He just dropped that ball right over the top to Horton. He's got a full blitz. Hackett right down his throat. Beautiful throw down the field. Ball's knocked out of his hand.
Now another turnover. That's been the story of the game. Here comes Townsend. Almost intercepted by McDaniel, intended for Rob Thomas.
Now, this is a tough throw in a tough situation. But watch Rob right there. He breaks up. Because that interception could have cost them the game. A field goal at this point would have been 10-9 naturally. You see Townsend coming late. He's barreling. Woo!
And to McNair. Didn't fool the Raiders. A gain of a yard. Bill Packel, the veteran defensive tackle, got a piece of it, as did Jerry Robinson. Major part of the tradition of this rivalry. 0-0. Jim Otto, the Hall of Fame center. Oh, you just knew that he was plugged in for 15 years. Otto at center.
People think many people say he's the best center to ever play the game.
He's looking long. Fernandez. Oh, what! Didn't bring it in. Looked as if he made a tough catch at the 10-yard line. Play. Oh, little bump there by Ross, and that. Number 20. Word, a big hole. And a gain of 11 or 12 before Mike Harden can make the tackle. Oh, were you right at the very... And there's the numbers right to this point. Twice the yardage nearly for Word and... Word. Well, there wasn't much there. He made his own hole and 8 more yards. Kansas City's Marty Schottenheimer loves the best. Ball control. Eat up the clock. 9-7. Protect that slender lead.
Well, this is his kind of game. If they were to win it, he'd say that's the scenario.
What do I know about Huck? To the 47, maybe the 48. Gain of 4 before Bob Golick could and a short 7.
There's the play fake.
flag is down. Too much time, so there's another foul.
Berg is upset. Look at him. Look at his own sideline. He's mad.
5 yards.
The play's too late coming in. That's what it was. Look at him.
The Raiders. Bo. Deron Cherry gets enough of him to easily to midfield in the first down.
You know, Derek Thomas has not been, his name hasn't been called. And I haven't watched that closely, but he hasn't been a major factor in the game. And visiting with Al Davis, I think, oh, that's a good charge by him. But visiting with Al Davis, he feels that playing these kind of guys, they may make a big play or two. You just hope it's not at the right time, but you don't get preoccupied with it.
Smith for almost 4. Second down and 6. The Raiders with a huge break still have the ball, and Allen gets to the 44. It'll be 3rd and 4. Broken up by Albert Lewis. Mervin Fernandez and Lewis with those long arms able to reach in there again. 8 left. He gains 8. Baseball carryover, but you can put Barry on the other cheek for Barry Word. Word leads all ball carriers, 77 yards, 53 in the 4th quarter. It was the 4th quarter when he tore up Detroit in that 200-yard game. First down. And only Terry McDaniel was left there from a touchdown. 2-minute timeout. And the Raiders in big trouble now.
And DeBerg's using that snap count.
No flag. It appears Townsend might have been leaning offside. Ward, look at the power! 9 yards for Barry Ward.
Some excellent blocking on the outside. Stephon Page does a fine job on the corner, and Ward just gets all that momentum build up and rolls people back out of there.
Mike, Okoye. He blasts through, and that'll mean a Kansas City victory. All they have to do is hang on to the ball.
He broke at least 2 tackles to get his yardage.
Well, he's been a warrior, this Steve DeBerg. So many teams. He's the man in Kansas City this year.
And you know, DeBerg has never really played poorly.
Here's the final snap. Executed cleanly. And this rivalry, not high scoring, but certainly defensively intense. And the ground game ultimately for Marty Schottenheimer was good enough to win thanks to Barry Ward.